Okay guys, so welcome to tonight's webinar. As you can see tonight we're talking about personal development. And this is a series of 8 webinars that I run, and we're currently on number 8, the last of the series, as you can see. I do one pretty much every Wednesday, so it normally takes maybe 9 weeks to get round the whole 8. But every Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. They're open to anybody, so if you've got team members or colleagues who are not aware of this and you want to invite them along, please do. As you can see there, the first 3 are more about the retail side of the business, getting started, your first few weeks, building that customer base. 4 and 5 are about sharing the opportunity and growing your business. And then 6, 7 and 8 are more about growing yourself, because the biggest influence you can have on the success of your team is your own personal development. And that's what we're going to talk about tonight. Now, one thing I would say, I've just thought about this kind of quite recently, as it came up in some discussion I was having with some people on personal development. The purpose of education is not knowledge, it is action. Now what I mean by that is, if you watch this tonight for half an hour and you come out of it and you say, oh, that was interesting, and then you carry on for the rest of your week or month not changing anything, then there wasn't a lot of point in you joining this. You need to join this with a view, you need to watch this with a view to, what am I going to do differently having taken this on board? So please, as you're making notes, don't just make notes. Try to think about actions, changes that you're going to make to what you do to improve your business, to grow your business. So tonight we're talking about personal development, and here's a definition that I like about personal development. It is a process of self-education where skills and knowledge chosen by you are learned in order to improve the quality of your life. So it's quite a broad definition there, but the point of it is it's self-education. So you choose what to educate yourself. It's not like school where you get told what to do. You can choose the pace of it, the speed of it, how you learn it, whether you're better at reading or better at watching or better at doing it with somebody. You can choose all of those things. So it tends to be better education. And the purpose of it isn't just to get an exam result, qualification at the end of it. It's to improve the quality of your life in some way. Now, that could be all sorts of different things, and I'm going to talk about a few of those tonight. Now, that's all very well understanding what is personal development, but what I also want to talk about is why should you bother taking on some personal development. In the last module, the last webinar, we talked about the fact that when you join Kleeneze, we all have exactly the same opportunity, and some will succeed and some won't. And one of the biggest reasons why those people succeed and others don't is their attitude. And we explained a bit about why attitude is so important. So tonight I just want to try and suggest a way that you can make sure that you are one of the ones that succeed. And that is your self-education. Jim Rohn, one of my favourite authors and speakers, says formal education will make you a living. And we all say go to school, get a good education, get a job. And that will make you a living. Self-education will make you a fortune. So just a very, very brief example here. When I was at school, I thought I was reasonably bright. Actually, I was pretty ordinary, but hey ho. I got 7 O-levels, a bunch of A-levels. I went to university for a year, but I wasn't really ready for that. I kind of dropped out after a year. And while I was at school, I'd done a couple of languages, French and German, and I'd got a grade B in French, which was primarily due to we had a really good French teacher, and a grade E in German because I just wasn't interested. I had no idea that I would ever need to use German, so I just didn't bother to take it seriously. Now, 15 years later, I did I don't know if they were called O-levels then, I did them again, GCSEs or O-levels as they were, and I got grade A in both of them. Now, you might think, did Chris suddenly develop this amazing talent for languages? And the answer, of course, is no. The reason I got grade A's, is because I worked hard, because I wanted to. And the point I'm trying to make there is that because I wanted to do something, I worked at it. It wasn't the school that was telling me to do something, it was my self-education. I chose to do this course at a time that suited me, in a format that suited me, because I had a strong reason why, and because I worked hard at it, I got the results I wanted. In fact, sorry, let me just go back to that. The reason I did that was actually to do with my job. I worked for a company that was expanding into Europe, and I thought if I could speak good French, speak good German, that might give me some opportunities to go and work in Paris or Berlin or somewhere like that. And I never got to go to France, but I did go and work in Germany for a while. So it definitely worked. But the point was, I could see that it was an opportunity for me. So I tried to do something about it. I tried to take advantage of that opportunity. And you can do exactly the same. So that's all very well. I'm not suggesting you all go up and learn French and German, but you never know, with our international expansion, that might come in handy. But let's bring this back to our business. Why do people join Kleeneze? Now, I have to admit, in my 8 years in the business, I don't think I've ever recruited anybody because they had a passion for delivering catalogues, or because they kind of just wanted to spend their whole life on Facebook posting pictures of products. Most people join Kleeneze because they want to make a change in their life, to earn some extra money, or to give themselves some time freedom, or whatever it might be. They want to improve their lifestyle. So if you started Kleeneze in the last month, or year, or 5 years, or 10 years, I just want you to think back for a moment about what your reasons were for joining. What was the change in your life that made you think about doing something like Kleeneze? And that might have been just a little bit extra to help pay the bills, or so you didn't have the stress of the bills coming in at the end of the month, or it might have been just that you wanted to be able to go to the cinema with the family, or treat the kids to a pizza, or anything. And I want to ask you if you've achieved that yet. If you've been in Kleeneze and you joined for a particular change in your life, have you achieved that yet? And if not, what I'm going to hopefully explain to you tonight is what you need to do to make those changes to your lifestyle. Because at the end of the day, in order to achieve whatever that change was that you wanted, or might still be, whatever your change you currently want with your life and the reason that you're in Kleeneze, you need some results. And in our business, those results could be orders from your customers. It could be building up a good customer base so that you can deliver just a few catalogues to your good customers and get a good income from that. It could be that you're looking to find some team members so that they can help you build a residual income. So those results will give you that lifestyle. But in order to get those results, they don't just happen. You need to take some actions. And the actions you need to take will include delivering catalogues. It will include posting products on Facebook regularly. It could include speaking to people about the opportunity. You need to take some actions. It won't just happen overnight. And in order to take those actions, you need to have a good attitude. You need to feel that if they can do it, so can I. Because if you're sort of feeling, oh gosh, it's a hot day today, I'm not sure that I'll be able to get out and do this, or I've got the kids, it's the summer holidays, I'll never be able to do anything over the holidays. Oh my God, my broadband's really slow, I can't post anything on Facebook. If you're feeling that you can't do it, and you're not willing to take the actions, then you will never get the results. So you have to have a positive attitude. So that, I think that's a great example there. If they can do it, so can I. And your attitude, whether it's a good attitude or a bad attitude, whether it's positive or negative, is based on a number of things, but the biggest influence on your attitude is your philosophies on life. And I just want to expand on that a little bit more. It's kind of your underlying beliefs. And you can change those beliefs. You can learn about different things that will change your philosophies. And the reason I'm going through this is that if you can work on your philosophies, then having the right philosophies will give you a good, positive attitude. And if you've got a good attitude, a positive attitude, a can-do attitude, that will then get you taking those actions. Every day I'm going to go out and deliver these catalogues, whatever it takes. Every day I'm going to find 2 hours to post in my own group and in my 50 local groups. Every day I'm going to do this because I know I can. And if you take those actions, you will inevitably get the results. You will get orders if you deliver catalogues. You will build a customer base if you're reliable and you go back and you look after your customers. You will get team members if you take the actions of promoting the business, sharing it with people, speaking to them about it. So all of those results, which will give you the lifestyle that you are interested in, come from the actions that you take, and it's your attitude that helps you with those actions. Sorry, I'm just going to pause this a moment. I see Marie is having difficulty with the sound. Can I just check, is everyone else struggling with the sound? I keep getting the odd message coming up about my broadband not being great, so it could be that the audio is a bit hit and miss. Is everyone else okay or not okay? All gone to sleep? No, a bit worrying. I'm just going to ask you a question here. Everyone here. Okay, that doesn't look good. That looks like died on us a bit. Oh, intermittent. Like a radio, not quite. Oh, not quite in signal. That helps. In and out. Okay. Yeah, it's definitely not quite right. Okay, guys, I'm going to continue. Hopefully, the recording will be somewhat better. So, having a good philosophy, as I said there, that philosophy of life, your philosophies, will give you a good attitude, which will allow you to, or will encourage you to take the actions that will produce the results that will lead to a great lifestyle. Now, how do you get yourself a good philosophy? And there's a number of ways of doing that. It's the books that you read, the CDs that you listen to, it's the people you associate with, it's all those different things that you're taking in all the time. If you spend all of your life watching Coronation Street, reading Harry Potter, listening to the Undertones, hanging about with people at the job centre who are, only signing on because because they don't want to get a job, then your philosophy will tend to be less successful than if you're reading personal development books and you're reading CDs about how to learn new skills and you're going to the webinars and the local 10 steps workshops to associate with successful people. So you can change that. So you can educate yourself. You can start a program of personal development, and anybody can do this. You know what? I think I might have done this before. As I said there, who can start a program of personal development? Anyone can. From wherever you are today, you can start a program of personal development. Jim Rohn mentions in one of his CDs, I can't remember which one now, the greatest value in achieving success is not the money you make, but the person you become. And an example of this is, if you take two millionaires, one of them who's won a lottery and one guy who's maybe started his own business and built it up and earned £1 million from doing that. If they both then come across financial hardship, they invest their money in some property or whatever, it all crashes and they lose all their money. The guy who won the lottery has got no option but to start buying lottery tickets again, and that he's unlikely to win the lottery again. But the entrepreneur, the millionaire who built his business up, may have lost his million, but he hasn't lost the skills and the attitude and the philosophy that he used to build his business, and he can do it again. So it's the person that you become in achieving the success which is the greatest value. So, how do you start a program of personal development? Well, a great thing to do is just to try to read 10 pages of a good book every day. And what I mean by a good book isn't Harry Potter. I'm going to recommend some books in a minute. Harry Potter's fantastic, but that's really education. entertainment, sorry, I would say, for things like Harry Potter. What you're looking for is things that are going to help you grow your business. But even if you're only reading 10 pages a day, even with 115 days off a year, that's over 2,500 pages. That's 10 good books. That's a fantastic education. That's like a book a month almost. And you will be a transformed person within the year. And if you're not great at reading, and I know I'm not, I was speaking to Maria earlier, I know she was saying she struggled with that, listen to 10 minutes of an audio CD every day, or watch 10 minutes of a YouTube video, a personal development video on YouTube. You can easily find 10 minutes to do this. And one of the other important things to think about is who do you spend most of your time with? And there's a great quote I heard on this. If the 4 people you spend most of your time with are broke, you'll be the 5th. So you need to start thinking about, can I spend some time with some different people? Now, that doesn't have to be throwing away all of your friends that you've had for your whole life and moving into a rich area of the town just to try and meet people. Just by joining us tonight, by going to your local workshops, your local meetings, going to the Birmingham showcases, you'll be mixing with loads and loads of successful people with a positive attitude, and that's a great place to start. Now, I talked a bit about philosophies. I just want to kind of give you a little bit of a flavour for what I mean by that, because when I joined this business, if someone had said to me, what are your philosophies of life? What's your favourite philosophies? I wouldn't have a clue what they were talking about. I just said something like, well, I think I just want to get to the end of Friday without killing my boss and be able to go for a beer or something like that. That was my philosophy of life. But I want to just share a couple of things with you. So one is, take responsibility for everything going on in your life. Now what I mean by that is, you can't control how people act towards you, but you can control how you react towards them. So if there's someone being an absolute pain, like if you're delivering catalogues, for example, and someone's right grumpy so-and-so and throws the catalogue at you and says, I don't like this thing catalogue, don't come around here again, you could sort of say, oh no, it's a disaster, everybody in this area is horrible, I can't deliver catalogues around here, I'm never going to do this again, this won't work for me, and you can just be very, very negative about it, and you then just, when people say to you, well, did you give it a go, you can then just start blaming that grumpy so-and-so for putting you off. But what you could do is equally say, oh, crikey, that poor guy, he must have such a stressful life that me just knocking on his door asking for a catalogue has made him so angry that he's wanted to even throw the catalogue at me. He must have such a lot of stuff going on in his life. And then you just carry on because his next door neighbours are probably just as sick of him and they're really happy to order from you. So you may not be able to control what he does, but you can control what your reaction is to that. And as I said there, if you start blaming someone or something, the problem with blaming somebody else is you can't do anything about them. If another example here, if you're saying, oh, my boss won't give me a pay rise, I hate the company I work for, they're never giving me pay rises, they're always asking me to work extra hours, and I don't know what I can do, it's all my boss's fault. Because you're blaming it on your boss, you can't do anything about that. You can't change your boss. So you're blaming it on somebody else that you don't have control over. However, if you say to yourself, I wonder what I would need to do to get promoted, and you maybe speak to your boss and say, okay boss, I understand things are a bit tight at the moment, I understand you can't give me pay rises all the time, what would I need to do to get promoted to assistant manager, whatever it might be? And he might say, well, you would need to take this evening class, you need to improve your accountancy skills, you need to be better at this, you need to be better at that. You could then go and take an evening class. You're in control all of a sudden. What did I say at the beginning about taking my French and German A-levels? I went and did an evening class. And you can do exactly the same. And that way you're taking control over it. And even if you don't get a promotion, you will have extra qualifications and a better attitude, and you can go and get a better job. Another thing that I hear all the time is, I wanted to put all those catalogues out, but I just didn't have time. By the time I've got the kids sorted out and had done their meals and then tidied up the house a bit, and I had to go and pick my daughter up from this, and then I did that, and by the time we've done all that, I need to sit down and sort of wind down a little bit and watch a bit of TV. So I don't have time to do all this stuff. And that's okay, that may be true, But if you say, I don't have time to do it, you're basically saying, it's not my fault, it's because there's only 24 hours in a day. If there was 28 hours in a day, I'd be fine. Much better to say, I'm choosing to take my daughter to school, to pick my daughter up from this. I'm choosing to watch Coronation Street. I'm choosing to read the newspaper. I'm choosing to go down the pub with my friends. Because if you choose to do those things, that's fine, but you're in control of what you're choosing to do. And because you're in control of all of these things, you get a lot less stress. You may not be very successful in the business if you continue to choose to do all those things, but once you've realized that's your choice, if you want to, you can choose to do something else, like deliver your catalogs, make some follow-up calls, generate some leads, whatever you might feel is more important than those other things you're currently doing. There's another great philosophy which I like, which is that success is just a few correct decisions repeated every day, and failure is just a few errors in judgment repeated every day. So it's rarely one massively successful decision that makes you success, or one dreadful catastrophic decision that causes failure. It's usually just the little things that you're doing every day that are either good things or bad things. Now, for example, it could just be, if you're thinking, well, I could put 50 catalogues out, it would only take me half an hour, or I could just sit and watch Coronation Street. Actually, that's probably more enjoyable. I'll sit and watch Coronation Street. And depending on what decision you make, that will lead you to more customers, more orders, a bigger income, more team members, better philosophies in life, or it could just lead you to feeling depressed because Coronation Street was really sad. Now again, that's your choice of which decision you decide to make. And the last one, and it's particularly relevant to our business, help enough people get what they want out of life, and you can have anything that you want out of life. So when you're helping people join the business, make sure you understand what they're looking for, what they want out of life, and do whatever you can to help them achieve it. Because if you help enough people achieve what they want, as it says there, you can have anything that you want. Okay, I talked earlier about starting a program of personal development, and there's a few books that I wanted to recommend. There's loads and loads of great books, but here's just a few of my favourites, just to kind of give you a feel for it. So there's a couple here, Building Your Network Marketing Business. This is a CD by Jim Rohn. Jim's one of my favourite authors and speakers. And this is really about his philosophies on network marketing. It's not specific to Kleeneze, but it's definitely relevant to this industry. Definitely recommend that. It's probably cost you $5 on Amazon or something like that. The first CD I listened to, and it's still my favourite. And if you like Jim Rohn, there's a great book there, 7 Strategies for Wealth and Happiness. All about goal setting, a great way to invest time and money, and your philosophies in life. That's where I started to learn about Jim's philosophy. There's another couple of books here, The Slight Edge by Jeff Olson and The Compound Effect by Darren Hardy. And they're both basically giving you what I was saying earlier about the fact that it's not the big decisions that you make, it's the little ones that you make every day that will lead to your success or otherwise. And then 3 more books at the end there. The last one there, sorry, third one from the bottom, How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie. That's a classic book written in the 1930s. The gist of this is, be nice to people. It's amazing what you get in return. That's a really, really good book. I like that. The next one, a Darren Hardy book. Darren's another of my favourite speakers and authors. Design Your Best Year Ever. And this is more like a workbook where you break your goals down for a whole year. And it doesn't have to be at the beginning of the year. It could be July to the next July. Break your goals down into kind of monthly targets, weekly activities, daily steps. And it's just a great workbook to help you go, like on a daily step-by-step basis to achieve a fantastic year. And then the last one, this is one of my more recent favourites, The Chimp Paradox by Steve Peters. Dr. Steve Peters worked with the British Olympic track cycling team during the period when they were, went from kind of enthusiastic amateurs to, really successful top medal winners. And the book is all about understanding your brain and how it works. We all have two sides to our brain. We have a kind of a logical kind of a handbook kind of side that works logically and unemotionally and says this is what I should do to achieve success step by step by step. But it also understands that you've got another side of the brain, which is the emotional side that can get upset and frustrated and angry, but also joyful and happy and excited. And it kind of explains how these two parts of the brain work best together and how to deal with unhelpful emotions when you are feeling cross or upset or frustrated. Is that helping you at that point, or are there ways that you can deal with it and still kind of move on and be successful in your day or your week or your year? So that's a really good book as well. Now, what I would say is this webinar's 27 minutes. We've been running this now. We're nearly finished. It's far too short for me to create a program for you. But what I hope is that it's just inspired you a little bit to make a start. And if you want any more details of any of those books or anything else that you're interested in, please either speak to your sponsor or please feel free to contact me. I'm happy for you to contact me at any time. I want to ask a quick question, guys, for those of you that can hopefully still hear me and have got enough broadband to type something in and answer. I said at the beginning, the purpose of any education is for you to take some action. So based on what you've heard in the last half an hour, is there anybody here who'd like to share with us what you're going to be doing differently over the next few days and weeks and months as a result of what we've discussed in the last half hour or so? I don't know if you can still hear me. I'm thinking about it, or if you're too shy to share anything, or whether you're all heavily into personal development anyway. Elliot, 200 to 300 calories a day, brilliant. So that's a fantastic attitude. It's those actions that you're taking, that's good. Yeah, Peter and Myrna, yeah, spending time helping other team members. That's a fantastic investment of time. I think if you can work out what your team members want and help them to achieve it, that is a really good thing. Thank you, Peter, for sharing that. Thank you, Elliot. Yeah, thank you, Maria. Yeah, Maria's made a good point there. These are all recorded, and I know the audio wasn't brilliant. I'm hoping that the audio that's recorded will be much clearer. So if any of you want to watch this again, then please let me know. In fact, I'll show you now where the recordings are all going to be. Oh, thank you, Lynn. Yep, I know we've talked quite a lot about doing exactly that, working out how to support the people in our team. So this was the 8th. Now, I normally do one every week. Next week there won't be a webinar because I'm away visiting family. I'm going up to sunny Chester, so not far from Peter and Myrna, and I know there's a few of you up that way, Joe. So I'm up in Chester for a few days next week, so I won't be running one next Wednesday. But you can watch the recordings of any of these. Oh yes, thank you, Tony. That's very good, very good. Yeah, getting people at meetings is really, really important. So any of these webinars that you want to watch, including tonight, will be uploaded onto YouTube. You're very welcome to go and subscribe to my channel. As you can see, if you just go onto YouTube and search for Chris Smith Kleeneze, you'll find all the videos there. You can just watch this one or any of the other ones in the series. You don't have to wait kind of 4, 5, 6 weeks to get to the one that you're interested in. Fantastic, Bradley. Well done, mate. That's brilliant. I really like that. And that just shows you, when people get angry at you, it's nothing to do with you. It doesn't reflect badly on you. It reflects on them. That's a great story, Bradley. Thanks for that. Yeah, thank you, Peter and Myrna. I'll catch up with you. I've no idea how far you are from Chester. You can't be that far away. Yeah, well done, Bradley. I mean, the beauty of this business is once you've come across the grumpies and you cross them off your list, then you don't have to go back and visit them anymore. All right. Okay, Peter and Myrna, put the kettle on. We'll be up there in a minute. Okay, guys, thanks everybody for joining us this evening and supporting us. I hope you found that useful. I'm happy to hang around for another few minutes if anyone's got any questions about tonight or anything else that I've discussed. Thank you, Joe. You're very welcome. Oh, you're welcome, David. I hope you found that useful. Sorry about the audio, guys. I do have a problem with the audio on this software at times. But I've tried other bits of software that have better audio, but they've got problems as well. So I'm not sure if there's a perfect solution to this, but we'll, we'll do our best. Okay, guys, I think my microphone is dying. I'm going to type this in. Okay, guys, see you next time. Yeah, it's definitely running a bit slow, guys. Sorry about that. Yeah, I don't know. Oh, there we go. Sounds like the sound is back a little bit.